Hello, my fellow Mad Hotties. Welcome back to another episode of my favorite DTI hair combos. Today's episode is specifically dedicated to my fellow Black community, specifically Black women, because we need more inclusivity in hairs for the game. So let's begin. So for today's episode, I mainly got some inspiration from Black hairstyles on Pinterest so I can make some cool hair combos and give ideas to the DTI team, in what cool hairstyles they can add, such as this one here. As you can see, this one is all braided, and we do not have that. And honestly, I think it'd be so cool if they had like a toggle, maybe for the braids. Like, you know how we have different toggles for the lashes? We probably have 10 different toggles for the lashes. I feel like they could do that for the braids, and like have the braids braided up, braided down. Like, there are many braided hairstyles, and that would be cool for them to have in the game. So as you can see, I have the two buns. I added another layer with the curly buns, because as you can see, the braids in the picture kind of give off, like, it has like curly ends to it, and I thought that would be perfect to kind of copy that a little bit. Of course, it's not going to be exact because, you know, they're not braided buns, but it's close enough, I think. And here I'm just coloring everything in all black, because as you can see later, I'm going to be doing blonde again. I'm just obsessed with the color blonde, and on braids it looks really nice too. I've done ginger bohemian braids, and it was really fun to do. But now, as you can see here, we're kind of putting together the finishing touches of the hair. And looking back at the picture, you see the smaller ones kind of overtake the bigger ones a little bit. And mind you, it's just all braids. It's all the same hairstyle. It's nothing, they're not two different hairstyles. It's all one. She just like put it up in two buns. And honestly, I wish we could also have an adjustment feature for the braids as well, because I was trying to, that's what took me a moment to do this hairstyle, because I thought that the braids itself had an adjustment feature, but they didn't. But this was pretty much the finishing look, and I actually was not disappointed in how it turned out. And now on to the next look. Look here, I wanted to go for like a more earthy hairstyle, earthy Black girl style. And honestly, I feel like, once again, toggles. I feel like they could toggle the locks to automatically have like the accessories, so that, you know, for the challenges, we're not rushing to put the accessories together. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the way that the braids itself have beads to it, they can have a toggle for that. And that would be so cool, even if they did that with the braids as well. Like, they can toggle. I feel like that's the only thing they need to do. We don't really need so many different hairstyles, I don't think. They just need to toggle the ones that we already have. Like the afro, put two afro puffs. With the curly hair that goes to the side, put it in the back, and just make the hairs like different textures, just a little bit. Like, that's all I need, because the curly hair itself, it looks kind of stiff. And as you can see, like, most of us, Black women, Black people, we have different types of like textures of curly hairs, and even other people of color as well. So it would work out for everybody, you know? And as you can see here, I'm trying to like find some curly bangs, and like, because she has the thin curls that come out the locks, it's just automatically a part of the locks itself already. But this took a lot of time and trial and error, to do, because I had to adjust the bangs, and I did use the curly bangs, but having to use the adjustment feature all the time, like, I just would not want to have to do that all the time. And now going back into the hair, I'm just trying to see like what else could work with the hair. It's coming together nicely. It just took a moment to try and get all these hairs together, because I was trying to figure out if I wanted to keep the bang part in the front, or just have the little curls of the bangs showing. And then the end, you'll see I didn't stay with the bang in the front. I just like pushed and rotated the bangs to the back so it wasn't shown. Because as you can see in the picture, she doesn't really have bangs there. It's just like little curls at the ends. And now I don't know if you can see here, but I'm trying to do a little hack with the headband to make it look like the rubber band that she has in the picture for the hair. And realized it was too thin for the rubber band, so I went back in with the thicker headband. And like I said, took a moment. So, which is why we are going to speed up the process. And honestly, I was actually surprised with how this was looking, because I was like, I don't think I don't think I could do this actually. And now with the amount of practice I've been doing and coming and back and forth making content for the hair, I've gotten used to using the adjustment feature. But as I said, I would love if we didn't have to constantly use it for the hair. For other things, like I would love, like I don't mind using the adjustment feature for if we made like the afros bigger, for all of that. But mainly for me, I would love it if we just had more hairstyles for Black people and people of color. Continuing on, adding more accessories to the hair, I did use the cultural earrings to add those little ornaments in the front of her hair. And I actually loved how it was looking, even though it took a long time just to do it. But as you know, practice makes perfect, and I wasn't able to, it wasn't like I was just able to do this out of nowhere. No, it took numerous of times coming in and out of free play, and this probably in total took me about 10 minutes to do. It just gets easier over time, of course, but since this was the first time really for me adding like accessories for the hair, it took a little bit longer, but the ending was very rewarding because it turned out looking beautiful. And as you can see, once again, I had to go back in with blonde because I feel like I was using a lot of dark colors in the outfit. So I was like, let's just make the hair like a honey blonde. And it does look good in the end. So this was the finishing look for this one. And like I said, I honestly loved how it turned out, even though it took a long time just to do this. But like I said, I would love for DTI just to add just a few toggles for like the locks, and I don't think we just need that many new hairstyles, just mainly toggles. So with this hairstyle here, it was a little bit easier than the other ones, but still took trial and error because once again, the curls are a little stiff for me. And as you can see, like I had to go in with these specific curls here because as you can see, the first ones I put on kind of match the vibe of the hair, but at the same time, as you can see, she has those like braids like throughout the hair in the front, of the hair, and then the curls in the back. And even though this hairstyle does have the braids, it doesn't have enough of it. And I wish we had more of the braids there, and like I said, have a toggle for the curl texture because these curls be looking stiff. And here we're just going to speed up the process a little bit because it actually took me quite long just to do this because I wanted to add more of the thickness of the curls in the back, but I realized that couldn't really do as much as I wanted it to, so I used the curls that go to the side to add the thickness of the curls that the girl had. But like I said, I honestly wish they had a toggle for the texture and also to maybe make the curls at the side go to the back. But I honestly loved how this turned out. And like I said, more textures, more toggles, but anywho, now on to the very last hair. So I wanted to go out of the box, so I chose this hairstyle on Pinterest, and I was like, okay, this is definitely going to take a lot of trial and error because we do not have curls that are this big, and unfortunately, like I said, the only curls that we do have only go to the side and are stiff. So like I said, we need different texture toggles as well as definitely need to have the puffy curls in there because that is a must. But anyways, we're going to speed up the process a little bit because it did take a long time to do it. So, but you can just tell that we're adding the curls and like different types of textures of hairs to the hair, because as you can see, it is puffy and there's like a mixture of like straight and curls within the hairstyle. So that is what we try to go for here, just kind of scaling and adjusting all of the hairs together. I did have to go in and out of the game at the same time. I think that's what took me longer, because in total I think it took me about 20 minutes to do, because my iPad was like, you know what, you need to cool off for a second. But we managed to get back in and finish the hairstyle. And now, as you can see here, I'm going to do another hack, the little afro hack that many people do, to add a little bit more texture for the bun updo part. And this also took a moment to do, because what many people don't realize is that, of course, like the afro and the fur hat are different complete things and different textures, so it took a lot of rotating, a lot of scaling down to match as much as we possibly could, which is why I need DTI to make a hairstyle like this and to make some puffy updo buns. We just need a toggle. I just need a toggle. That's all I need. That is all I need. Maybe they can do the toggle for like the curly buns that I'm wearing right now. That's what they can do. Just make a toggle for that part. That's all. And we're going to speed up the process a little bit here because, like I said, I don't think you guys would want to sit here and watch me just struggle with the adjustment feature. But I will give you guys, if you guys like this hairstyle specifically, I will give you the numbers for it and put it in the description. I will put it in the comments below if you guys want it. If there's enough people that want me to add the numbers for this hairstyle, I will not hesitate to do so. But now, as you can see here, we're speeding up the process and coloring in the hair, and I actually don't think it looks too bad considering how much I had to do with it. But I will say, I think I regret using the straight hair down in the back. I was trying my best here. This is like my first time doing a more extensive hair combo like this, but I don't think it looked too bad. And now adding the finishing touches with the hair, which is the bangs, of course, and that was pretty much it with this look. And I honestly love how all of the hair combos turned out, even though it did take forever just to do them. But as I said before, we do seriously need some more inclusivity items for the hair. I thought with the cultural update, we would have had some very interesting toggles or hairdos, but we just need a little bit more, because, you know, I don't want to have to constantly do a fur combo hack with my afro puffs all the time, because they don't really match most of the time. But anyways, I hope you guys liked this video, and comment below which hair look was your fave, and I shall see you guys in the next one.